is up, my magic miscreants? Risen Dragon here with a different kind of video today. I'm gonna do a state of the channel address, so to speak. Just give you kind of where we're at as far as the channel is concerned, and I also want to talk a little bit about the pressures of being a small-time content creator fighting the current of larger creators and how people like me can continue to thrive in this field. And I also want to mention how my own anxiety and home life affect what I do. So this is going to be kind of an honest reflection of what we're trying to accomplish here, as well as giving you insight into my world a little bit. So let's get into it. We're up to 145 subscribers and 183 videos, which is quite amazing considering the fact that we only hit 100 subscribers last summer. And it's taken us a good 3 years of producing content to get to this point. And our videos are mostly standard. You know, we're in the standard format, but we're not eschewing live streaming or draft videos. I just feel that standard is my strong point, and I always try to play to my strengths. It is the format that I am most comfortable with, and it is the format that I feel is the easiest format for beginner players to embrace. And the ultimate goal of this channel is to educate, especially lower level players or players seeking new builds. I also feel that standard is right now the strongest format out there. I think that with what Wizards did is every 3 years rotating. Yeah, it can get annoying playing the same cards and against the same cards over and over again, but ultimately I do feel with all the sets that are in, we look at other formats that have dozens of sets to their name, and now in standard we've got, I'm doing math off the top of my head, we've got a good, hold on, let's check here. So, let me get into that. Let me do this, and we'll do that. Yeah, so standard right now has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, we do have 12. There are 12 sets in standard right now, and it is, I think, just the strongest format out there. And I think that the Murders at Karlov Manor have definitely added a lot of flavor and spice to the format. And I think that moving forward, we're just going to continue to do standard content for the reasons I've already said. So ultimately, my goals for the channel, and I'm going to reiterate this later, my goal for the channel is to basically just have fun and keep doing what I'm doing. But along that line, two things come into play, and that is the fact that as a small-time content creator, I've been doing this for 3 years pretty seriously, and I did videos. I started doing videos back in 2020, and I got back into the game in 2018. But in 2020, I really, maybe it was early 2019. It may have been, I can't remember. But I think it was 2019 that I started producing content, and I was doing it off of an old Toshiba laptop that I still use for school. But the point is it was not quality content at that point, and I'd have to go through all this work to get it done. But fortunately, in April 2021, I was able to purchase a gaming PC, and we were able to start making content more consistently and consistently high quality. And that really was a huge confidence boost for me, in not having to eliminate certain steps, because what I would do on my laptop is record the video and then I would do voiceovers, and sometimes the voice just didn't mesh up because my computer was so slow. So having the ability to create content using Magic Arena is and always will be a privilege and an honor to do so. And the fact that there's so many great content creators out there who support one another, because we are an extremely niche community, and the camaraderie that I've experienced has been incredibly good. But that being said, we've been doing it for 3 years, and I only have 145 followers. And if you break that down, I'm doing math in my head here, that's only about 47 or so, 47, 48 new followers per year. And that to me is just incredibly, it's slow. It's moving at a glacial pace. Would I like to be monetized? Absolutely. And that's where I'm going with this. My ultimate goal for the channel is to get to a point where I can start making money off of this. And it's a hobby of mine, but it's not a job. And I think that with small-time content creators like myself, that approach is not very successful when it comes to YouTube. And I think that with what I've seen Ace MTG going through, going to give a shout out there. His channel, by the way, I got to plug Ace MTG here. He's one of the most supportive content creators that I've come across. I've done his Kumite weekends on several occasions, and really it was his sort of putting himself out there video that inspired me to do this one. And I think that I got to thank him very, very much for that. But he is also a small-time content creator. He's only got a tick over 1,000 followers, maybe a little bit more than that. I'm going to check the stats right now on my phone. But as small-time creators go, he put it best. It's like if you're not constantly creating new content, you kind of get passed over. And I guess that's that's just the nature of the beast, I guess. But my point is this, and it's that it's difficult being a small-time content creator because of all these things that are stacked against us. But it doesn't discourage me at all, and it should not discourage any other content creator who has these dreams. I follow multiple content creators who are kind of in the same boat as I am, below 1,000 followers, and yet are producing just these amazing videos. And I just want to give a shout out to Hillbilly MTG and a few, he's the one that's sticking out in my mind right now. But Hillbilly MTG, Ace MTG, those two just really are really, really just good creators, and they deserve more attention. But on top of being a small-time, and there's a reason I'm a small-time content creator, because I have a full-time job. I have 3 full-time jobs, to be completely honest. You take my regular occupation, which I am a middle school teacher, but also too, I am a father of 2, and I am married. And everything in my life revolves around family. Everything I do revolves around family. And they have to come first. Again, my kids are getting older, they're getting more independent, but they still require a large amount of attention, whether it's with just basic stuff around the house, whether it's meal preparation or bedtime routines. My average day starts around 5:30, and I am out the door by 7:15 at the latest, and I'm in school until I don't get home till like 4:30 most nights. Add on to the fact that I still have teaching duties, I still have papers and projects to grade, I still have I'm a coach of 3 clubs at the school where I work. I coach chess, I coach esports, whether it's Rocket League or Mario Kart. We have a Mario Kart team and a Rocket League team. Okay, you will not find a definition of a larger nerd in the dictionary than I am, kids. But the point is that takes time and it takes energy. And there are some nights I just don't have the energy to do stuff. And it's... And content creation has to take a back seat, especially during the soccer season where my kids play soccer. They play in the fall and they play in the spring session as well. So they've got practices, and my son is going to be starting up basketball next year as well. That's a winter sport. So by the end of the day, there's not a lot of time left to do the content creation stuff. And that feeds into a little bit of my own anxiety as well. I have anxiety. I've been diagnosed with it. And it's especially bad during the wintertime when you add the shortened daylights, or shortened daylight hours, I should say, and seasonal depression comes into play. Now, that's something I haven't been diagnosed with officially, but that also plays into it, okay? And I really just want to get this out there because of the fact that, one, to know that my fellow content creators are not alone in feeling this, okay? Especially those that have families and those that have other commitments and those that don't always get around to it. And you add to the fact as well, not only do I have students and my own biological kids and their needs to take care of. My wife suffers from multiple chronic illnesses, and she's not always in the best shape to get stuff done around the house. So I've got to pick up that extra slack to go along with it. And I love her to death. She's my world. I love it. And I love her. But that also is draining. So what I want to get out there is, and I hope I'm not rambling too much, is the fact that small-time content creators face large hurdles to overcome when it comes to being successful at this. And some people define success differently. My definition of success is basically just, I'm here, I'm doing what I love to do. This is one of the things I love to do. Okay, I really truly do love these videos and making them for all of you, because I really do feel like I've got those quirky little builds. They may not be S-tier builds, but man, are they fun to play. So I think there is a niche for us in this channel when it comes to those sorts of things. So I really am going to continue with this channel, and I'm going to keep doing it for those reasons. One, I love the game. I've loved this game since I was in 7th grade, which was back in 1995. Okay, I played, I think, the third version, not alpha or beta, but the third version that came out. I can't remember off the top of my head. It's been a long day. But the point is that I'm going to continue to do what I love to do, because I truly do love what I... This is a creative outlet for me. And the fact that I'm doing content creation also sets a great example for my kids. My daughter has her own YouTube channel doing Roblox stuff in Minecraft. And when my son gets a little bit older, he's going to do the same thing. So inspiring my own kids to pursue content creation, show them the hard work that is required. Because I not only do the videos for this, I do the thumbnails, and I do the music too. I'm musically inclined as well. So all the stuff that you hear, that's my music. And you can find it on not YouTube. You can find it on SoundCloud. I put it in my descriptions. But I do all these things. And yeah, it's draining. Okay, there are days like today, for example, getting through this, I'm like, man, I really want to do a video. And then when I go to do the video, my Wi-Fi kind of craps out on me. So I'm like, all right, I don't think I'm going to get a quality video in tonight, but I've been meaning to do a video like this to give you all kind of an insight into what us small-time content creators go through, because many of us small-time content creators, we're also full-time parents, we're full-time workers, we're full-time spouses or significant others. And I want everyone to know you're not alone. Okay, you are never alone in this. And every day I watch Mono Black Magic, CGB, Ace MTG, there are a bunch of others that I watch too. Cairo is one. Capricorn I've gotten into lately as well. Ash Lizzle, I watch her quite a bit. Sometimes I'll watch Crokies. But many of those people that I mentioned, they're full time. They've earned that spot. And props to them. I'm not jealous. I'm not envious at all. That is great what they do. And they do a great service to the community, and I thank them for that. 'Cause people like them that inspired me. Also with Alias, she inspired me as well to get into this. And there are a few others that have gone by the wayside. I'm having a hard time thinking of those earlier ones. But the point of this video is, one, our channel's doing really, really great as far as like the goals I've set. The goals I set are just basically like, are the videos educational? Are they unique? Are they quirky? Are they fun builds? And if I check off all of those, yes. Are they competitive? Sometimes. All right, my goal is to hit gold every season. Okay, if I don't get it, I don't get it. And part of the anxiety bit, circling back around to that, is sometimes I'll make a deck, and I'm a competitive person. I don't like to lose, especially publicly, if I'm putting myself out there publicly. And I sometimes get asked, well, why would you put this video in there? You didn't really do very well. And I go, well, that's the point. I want to know what I could have done better. I know that there's room for growth. I am a growth mindset person. My anxiety sometimes gets in the way because it's like, oh man, is this a really good deck? I lose faith in it. Okay, and then I remember, well, wait a minute, you're doing this for fun. Okay, if you're not having fun anymore, you got to figure something out here. So that's the long and the short of it. And to summarize, again, our channel's doing really great. Okay, for the goals we've set for ourselves and myself, we're meeting them. Okay, the fact that I've got 145 subscribers is great. I love it. But small-time content creators face a large uphill battle, and it's one that I hope we can start to reverse, because eventually small-time content creators like myself could be those big-time leaders in the future. Is it where I hope to be? Yeah. But also at the same time, we have to understand that other things happen in life. We have to stay close to our families and cherish them for the time that we have with them. And it can't get in the way of, or we can't let content creation, get in the way of that time we spend together. So it's a balance, but it's one that we have to take into consideration. If you're sacrificing family time to make your content creation and to create these things, you got to step back and ask yourself, well, is it really worth it? And also, too, for those content creators that have anxiety and other I don't want to call them mental illnesses, but other, just stuff that we go through. You're not alone. And I want everyone to know that I go through it, and it's being managed. And this is part of the management, is doing stuff I love. So I want to close out by saying thank you to everybody. We're going to keep doing the content creation. We're going to keep doing the stuff. As far as where we go from here, my goal for the rest of my time on YouTube is to put out 4 videos per week. Generally speaking, we're looking at Tuesday, Thursday, and weekends, Saturday and Sunday, ideally. Those are the days I hope to get videos out. If we hit that goal, great. If not, I'm not going to lose sleep over it. Okay? Again, I do this for fun. It's meant to be a fun thing. But secondly, too, we're going to keep doing the educational bit. We approach it from an education standpoint because that is my job. That is my full-time job as an educator. Okay? And also, too, when it comes to the pacing of which, Next week is February vacation for me, and I plan on doing a video every day. So there's going to be quite a bit of content coming out next week. I've got so many great ideas, including this one right here. It's a Grixis Anvil build. I do want to get into that real briefly. You've probably been seeing it. I'll do a proper deck tech on it probably tomorrow. I've already started that process as well. But I want to thank you all for listening. As always, leave a like, leave a subscribe. And as always, my magic miscreants, may you always be on the play. May all your spells hit the board. Risen Dragon is out. Thank you for listening. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday.